Hello, everybody. It is your tech person and voice behind the curtain, Mare. Welcome to the Paris 1-2 Step of 24 Part 1, a Shadowlight and Persona game with the creator, Greg. This game is one of many games that are part of our Sword&Key HOPEmas campaign. Where we are joining up with the rest of Team SideQuest to raise money for Project Hope. If you are unfamiliar with Project Hope, they focus on places in crisis to save lives, train in community healthcare workers, and provide much needed medical supplies. If you would like to learn more, you can put exclamation point HOPEmas in chat and it will take you to projecthope.org. Okay, the chat command is not working, so I will program that. But projecthope.org where you can learn more. I'm going to hand everything off to Craig, the game master, where he will introduce himself, and then we'll introduce all the other players, as well as tell you about the incentives for the game. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Craig. My pronouns are he, him. I thank you so much for joining me, and I am very excited to kick this all off. Why don't we go around the table and introduce each other, introduce ourselves, and introduce our characters? So to give everybody an idea of where, I guess before I do that, okay, take a step back. Uh, why doesn't why don't each of you introduce yourselves first, and then I will introduce the setting, and then you guys can go over your characters. So starting with you, Spider.
Hi, everyone. I am Spider, residing in Ottawa, Ontario. Normal podcaster, Twitch streamer, novice TTRPG player, but happy to be here. Happy to be contributing to a wonderful cause, and I'm looking forward to a great time.
And Siobhan.
Hi, I'm Siobhan or Shiv. You can find me as Dr. Bubbles PhD just about everywhere. I am a TTRPG enthusiast who somehow people keep trusting to put me in front of the public. And it keeps happening. So you can find me on a number of channels right now with a new channel of my own coming up in the new year. And I will be sure to update that on my BlueSky at once again, Dr. Bubbles PhD.
And Bunny.
Hi, I'm Bunny or Fiery Ashes. I'm a full-time variety streamer, sometimes charity streamer, member of the cast of The Old Ways, so I'm not unfamiliar with the TTRPG scene, but I'm so happy to be here with y'all today.
And Jordan.
Hi, I'm Jordan or Jojo. Any pronouns are acceptable. Brutal Kind on social media. So happy to be here. I have a gaming Discord with some friends that I'll talk about later, but been playing TTRPGs for quite a while, and so happy to be here for a good cause.
Awesome. And for myself, last but not least, I have been playing TTRPGs for about as long as I can remember. So back to the second edition AD&D when I started, but have played more games than I can count. Have run a bunch of games, and then while the overall timeline for Shadowlight and Persona has been since the uh, 2000s, I have been working on it dedicated in a dedicated fashion since 2022. So it's been in active development now for about 3 years. So our adventure, our scenario takes place in a what's possibly a familiar time period, the 1920s in New York City, aka the Roaring Twenties. We're just coming off we're just a few years after the end of the Great War, the war to end all wars, the war, and the world is recovering and finding its feet, and there is a lot of change going on at this point in time, where monarchies of the late 19th, early 20th century have fallen and been taken over and taken the place of by democratically elected republics, a communist regime in the form of the Soviet Union, the Weimar Republic in Germany, et cetera, et cetera. And the United States at that time being quite a melting pot, being a commercial and cultural nexus. It just so happens that New York City is kind of where all of these different interests, both beneficial and nefarious, might find themselves overlapping with each other. So that being said, and now I will let you all go starting in reverse. So we'll start with Jordan. Go ahead and introduce your character.
Hello. I will be playing Fyodor, or Ford Herrington. The official story is that I came to America as a young child. I grew up in the church with my parents, good Christian boy. I sang in the choir. I learned many skills. I prayed fervently and went to confession often. However, tragic accident, both parents died. Cry, 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 cry. I was adopted into Russian Orthodox Church. They raised me and taught me many skills. I am very skilled in instruments, in the way of dance, in the way of social conversation. And I do private vocal lessons with elite members of congregation of church. And sometimes you can catch me playing Tchaikovsky at Carnegie Hall.
Excellent.
I'm playing the aesthete, which is kind of, artist and social person.
Yes. So thank you for pointing that out. Basically, everybody is playing an example character that I built. And there are 8 of them in total. Everybody had the chance to pick from the 8 possible kind of archetypes. So yes, so the character that Jordan is playing is called the Aesthete. Yeah, that's right. So all right, Dorothy, next.
Hello, I am Dorothy Deroche. I am based off of the administer-based concept. My father, mother, and I immigrated to New York from France when I was a child so they could open their French delicatessen. And I have worked many, many odd jobs over the years to help with their restaurant and their dreams. I have been maid, cook in their kitchen, all the things. And now I get to work at a curiosity shop and I'm not hanging out with mixed crowds. And I'm excited to be a part of this.
All right, Shiv, you're next.
Hey, I'm playing Dr. Aoife Fury. You better refer to me as Doctor. I worked real hard on that. Call me Dr. Aoife, Dr. Fury, whatever. It's Doctor. I'm a medical examiner out in Poughkeepsie. That is not upstate. Anyone calls it upstate, I will fight you. And then you know that I'm real when I say I'm going to fight you because I was a boxer in college. Just a head injury kept me from going pro. So now I'm working with the dead. I can't make the dead, so I work with the dead. Okay? Just everyone get off my case and let me do my job.
And Spider.
Name's Jericho. Friends call me Jerry, so you can call me Jerry. Grew up, mean streets of Brooklyn. Couldn't protect myself. I was a little scrawny kid. So I figured if I can talk my way out of some situations, then, maybe I might not get beat up so much. But I am playing the announcer type. So kind of an everyman, but also know everybody. So I'm a man of the people, never met a stranger. If I talk to you for 2 seconds, we're going to be great friends for the rest of our lives.
Awesome. And in Shadowlight and Persona, the GM is called the Chorus. I went with in keeping with the kind of theater masks uh, vibe or aesthetic. So the Chorus is everybody who's not a player or a player character for that matter. So we will start off. It is the summer of 1924. It is in the thick of it. It is about the middle to end of July. What has been going on for the last few years has the city of New York has been working with the French Republic to hold an international exposition of French culture called the French Exposition, and it is to take place throughout the summer of 1924 in what is called the Grand Central Palace, which predated the Grand Central Terminal in New York City. So this is a building that was dedicated to exhibitions of art, of culture, of industry, of science, and this event was supposed to have happened um, many years prior. However, in the immediate aftermath of the war, all those plans were put on hold. So that's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in New York City in 1924 in the summertime. Pardon me. So what I thought I'd do first is kind of get a sense of where everyone is before we talk about the excitement that is going to bring you all together. So, Dr. Fury,
That's my
you
name. Don't wear it
are
out.
you are you have been consulting with St. Vincent's Hospital, which is located in Greenwich Village. So that is what's going to have you kind of in the neighborhood, and not terribly far away from Poughkeepsie. Just uh, train, whatever the predecessor of Metro North would have been, which is not immediately coming to mind, but probably would have been either that or you would have driven yourself potentially, with cars becoming more and more prevalent in society.
No, I took
Uh,
public transit. The head injury just makes driving a little hard for me.
okay, got it. So yeah, so you are consulting. Tell me what it is, what was the case that brought you in, and how did they find you to come in and offer your expertise?
Well, the thing is about Dr. Aoife Fury, she knows a lot about violent deaths, more so than the average bear. It seems that's a bit of her specialty. So she tends to get called in when stuff goes a little funky. Most people know the pathology of the death coming in with disease and, well, we have these newfangled things. I don't trust them. The cars? Nah. Mm-mm. And the stuff that happens after those things collide with stuff, I can at least identify what it is that did someone in. So, uh, she's been kind of doing the rounds, telling people about what to look for and what kind of blunt force trauma or any sort of evisceration or anything like that that can be identified as a motor vehicle accident or cover for something else as a motor
Something
vehicle
more
death.
malevolent.
So,
Oh,
um, and at any given moment, because it's the 20s, she's over, the slab doing her job, and there's just a cigarette in some form of burning hanging out of her mouth.
in
She's
varying
got.
stages of either
Mhm.
lit or unlit or
Though she
consumed.
never gets the shining ash. Her ash is always away from the Shelley Duvall ash. She always makes sure
Okay,
that she doesn't ash in the body. She does
gotcha.
keep the evidence clear. Um,
Excellent. And
she's
also
always.
too, I would imagine that although I that's one area that I didn't do a Wikipedia deep dive into is forensic pathology in the early 20th century, but I imagine that it is an up and coming field, and
We're still figuring out a lot of stuff about toxicology right now because we don't really have a lot of the instruments that most people would know these days, but we
mhm.
can at least identify stuff by smell or sight.
Gotcha. All right. So Dorothy, what is the name of your curiosity shop?
I work at the Old Town Oddity Emporium.
Old Town. Is that Old Town with an E?
Yes.
And what part of New York do you think would that be? Would that be in Greenwich Village? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And do you work for, does somebody else own the shop or
The shop was opened by a neighbor of my parents. And then when she became too infirmed to continue running it, then she sort of left it in my care. So while it is still technically hers, I'm the shopkeeper for it, and the plan is for it to become mine later.
Awesome. I like it. All right. And Spider, Jerry, tell me about so is Jerry when it comes to baseball, is he's from Brooklyn, so he's a Brooklyn Dodgers. He would be,
Always.
yes.
Life.
And again, I can't remember off the top of my head if I think that's Polo Grounds. But I'll have to double check that between now and next. I can't remember if Polo Grounds is where the New York Giants played baseball or not, but I will double check that between this episode and next episode. In the meantime, let's see. Some of the character sheets I started putting where I had space. I had some questions on there. I can't remember. Is the announcer one of them? Is there
No,
a
I don't believe there
okay.
were any questions.
All right. So tell me something about what was the last gig that Jerry had? Was it does he have a regular job, or is he literally just odd jobbing his way through life?
To say that I have a job would be, I don't know, kind of a misnomer. I'm a man of the people. I peruse, I browse, I glad hand. Everything that I do for me is enjoyment. I don't think of anything as work. But the last enjoyment outing I had, I was covering one of the Dodgers games. You know, we were down this season, so we were really trying to brighten things up. So, you know, they asked me to go out there and kind of talk them up a little bit. And so I'm just trying to go around to the people, get some fans back in the stadium so we can get that support going. You know, the team can't play well if they don't have anybody cheering for them. So got to get those butts in seats.
100%. Sounds good to me. And lastly, Ford. So
Yes.
my first question about Ford is, so if he and his family came to America when he was a child,
Yes.
that likely would have been while the Romanov family was in power. So prior to the fall of the empire in Russia, before the Russian Civil War, before the Bolshevik Revolution,
Da.
So what are Ford's feelings about monarchy, republic? What are his political kind of philosophy?
If you are to ask Ford in person, he would say that he does not care too much for politics happening. It is social moray to get into to discuss all of this politic, religion. He says, if Russia wants to be Soviet, right? This is what we say. Bolshevik, more like bullshit is what he would say. But beneath the surface, he is deeply political. He believes that there are certain economic policies perhaps in place that are benefiting large industry in a way that is not functioning towards the common man. And though we are in an economic boom, he sees the way the wind is blowing, and especially after a recent war, he's ready to kind of step into things and be a bit more radical, but in the shadows.
So he's not a fan of the Bolsheviks.
Outwardly,
Okay.
he would say that, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he has no love for imperialism or yeah.
Okay.
He's a revolutionary at heart.
So in addition to being a private voice teacher, Ford would be learning that what was called the Institute of Musical Art in New York City is about to be was just recently gifted a large sum of money in the form of an endowment by a Mr. Juilliard, and it looks like what information Ford is picking up is that the institute is going to be undergoing changes with this vast endowment that was left behind by this merchant. That it's going to be expanding. It's going to be there are only good things in mind for what is to become of the future of the institute. Additionally, there is a location just outside of Central Park in Midtown, or just north of Midtown, Central Park area, that is called Oberskaya's Emporium, and they tout themselves as coffee, tea, and spice merchants. And the musicians, the actors, all of the emigres from Russia that are living in the United States have taken up Oberskaya's as a meeting place, and you feel like it's a relatively safe place for you to conduct conversations when it comes to politics.
Perfect.
So what connects all of you is all of you at one point or another have made connections with Ms. and specifically in a time period when we're very specifically Miss or Mrs. She refers to herself as Ms. Delilah Archibald of the Archibald Agency. She has a rather storied career, has went to an Ivy League university, or at least that's the story. She has training in fencing. She has training in firearms. She has made her name for herself as a courier, bodyguard, private investigator, just taking jack of all trades to a level that is almost worthy of a legend. And at one point or another, you have all had some sort of interaction with her, whether she's come to Old Town Oddities looking for something, whether she has shared a cup of coffee with you, Ford, in the Emporium. Shiv, maybe she maybe some of your university athletics connections might have put you in touch with her at one point.
I was just about to say I'm a Columbia grad myself, so
there
we
you
may
go.
have rubbed elbows at some Ivy League events.
And Spider, chances are she hired you for something. She hired you to either to investigate something for her or to deliver a package of sensitive contents. But ultimately, each of you has a connection to her, and it is this connection which is going to bring the four of you together, because you are all awoken in the middle of the night by uh, a page, for all intents and purposes, a bicycle messenger who comes and finds you in your apartment or your wherever it is. In the case of Dorothy, maybe her apartment is, maybe she has living space above the shop. And Shiv, Dr. Fury is probably staying in a hotel, I would imagine, for the time that she is in the neighborhood. Spider would have Jerry would have a flat, and Ford, what does your home look like?
I would imagine I'm pretty well off. At least I'm taken care of. So what I'm not paying for, someone in the Russian government secretly is.
Okay.
So I'm kept relatively plush.
Okay. So like I said, a bicycle messenger is going to literally wake you up in the middle of the night, each of you, and have your presence is wanted. Let's see. In downtown Manhattan, there is. Where would we find an all hours coffee shop, and what is the name of this coffee shop?
Let's say just for the times, Rhapsody in Blue.
All right. So this, I mean, and as a child, it's like maybe they're 15 years old and they're on a bicycle and they knock on your door or they ring your bell or something to that effect, and it's like, yeah, we need your help, and this is where we need it, and we need you there as soon as possible. So you are all summoned to the Rhapsody in Blue coffee shop in almost the Battery, basically, which is the very, very southernmost tip of the island of Manhattan. And waiting for you there is Delilah. And so why don't each of you describe, so you're coming, I mean, and this place is, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You are rousted out of bed. You feel like the connection that you have to Delilah is when she comes calling, especially, it seems like this is a matter of some urgency. So you all feel as though doing this favor for her is reasonable, despite the fact that you're being rousted out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. So the place is a ghost town. There's somebody behind the counter, white uniform, white hat, coffee and sandwiches and all very easy things. It's very much it's like a Nighthawk. It's like the Nighthawks painting, basically. So why don't each of you describe, as you are coming in to this coffee shop, what you all look like?
Nobody wants to talk over each other.
I was about to say, I'll go for look, I'll do that thing. I'll go first. Dr. Fury is probably first in there because she was not asleep. Um, when that courier came by to knock on her hotel room door, she was walking down the hallway with a bottle of whiskey in hand and a lit cigarette, going, "Are you looking for me? All right, what is it now?" And just doesn't even go in the hotel room. So she walks into this coffee shop, bottle of whiskey in hand, cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She's petite, probably about 5'2", and relatively lithe, but short, messy, red hair, very green eyes, just freckles everywhere, uh, and glasses. She's got a pretty significant scar that goes from her lip up into kind of her nasal passage. And she's pretty the 1920s equivalent of Futch, where she's wearing menswear that's tailored to a woman's body, but a full face of makeup. So and just kind of plops down in a chair, looks at the person in the crisp white uniform and goes, "Hope you don't mind if I make it an Irish coffee, but make it a double, please. Thanks."
Um, so you know that you're in the middle of prohibition. So
Oh, never mind. That's a flask and it's in my
well,
pants.
as I say, it is a flask and it's in your pants, yes. Because he is not going to say anything when you make your coffee into your own Irish coffee.
There you go. Okay,
He
yeah.
will
So
he
she,
will put the coffee piping hot right in front of you, and then you are welcome to do that, and he is not going to say or do a thing.
yeah. So she like she does the. So you're looking over there, right? And like four packets of sugar equivalent, a boatload of cream, and then just flask and like half the flask in there, and then just. Oh, I guess I'm not sleeping tonight. All right, let's go.
All right, so who's next to come in?
I also believe that Dorothy probably wasn't asleep. She was probably going over um, new acquisitions for the shop. So she'll come in next. Fairly average height for the time, 5'2", um, somewhat slender, but I wouldn't call her petite. Dressed up way too nice for this hour because she tends to lean into French fashion that she can get her hands on as sort of a nod to her parents. And she dresses up fun for the shop, of course. Of course. And so she'll come in her pearls and her evening wear and her hair done up in tight braids with little finger waves around her face, um, searching with her sort of olive green eyes for familiar faces in the crowd. Oh,
There is no crowd. There at the moment there is literally just the
familiar faces
there's
in a
the
booth. Dr. Fury, it is a pleasure to
I
see
always
you again.
appreciate that you dress up for me. You're looking good. Give us a little spin.
She'll pull out a fan and she'll do a little spin.
I see. This is why I get out of bed. All right, thanks.
Yeah, of course. What an hour to be summoned.
You know it's fucked up if they can't wait till dawn.
I do not know if how should I say? I do not know if only the worst things happen at this hour or only the most exciting things happen
Nah,
at this hour.
not mutually exclusive, at least in my line of work.
All right, who's next? Is it Jerry or is it Ford?
I think Jerry would show up last.
All
Okay.
right. I am awakened by the bell ringing on my private apartment. It is the doorman, and the doorman is letting me know that there is somebody downstairs to see me. So I quickly pour myself probably a little bit of some prosecco or some champagne that I've had stored away. But it was sitting out all night. It's a little flat at this point. Pour myself, do a little quick thing, make myself 2 eggs really quickly, scramble them up, eat them. You can't go out without being fully ready. Grab my pomade, make sure my hair is nice and slick, and then I put on a full suit, but just with a little nice, comfortable sweater underneath. I put on my cross, and before I leave, I do a little prayer, and then I meet the guy, and he lets me know where I'm supposed to go. It's a bit across town, and so I actually tell him that I'm going to pay for him to take a carriage home, but I'm going to take his bike to the coffee hall because you should never pass up an opportunity for some good strenuous physical activity. And so I show up.
Yeah, I mean, it's this like 14-year-old, pockmarked boy who's like, okay, uh, it costs a lot. It costs maybe $25. Can you give it back to me?
Oh, yes, you will get it back. I will make sure I will have another courier bring this to you. And here is some money for you to give them to take carriage back, and a little something extra for yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. And so I show up, on bike. I chain it up and come in. I order black coffee.
So, have Dr. Fury and Dorothy, are you at the counter, or are you taking up a booth at this point?
I think a booth sounds good. I doubt we'll want to be at the counter for whatever conversations to come.
Yeah, I'm following her lead.
So, the only two customers in the shop when you walk in are these two young women who have occupied a booth away from the counter.
I will, I guess, just very casually and confidently approach their booth. And I will just say, Delilah?
Oh, no.
But you are here.
We are here for Miss Archibald, yes.
Wonderful. And I will slide in with them.
So Delilah comes in just as Jerry does. So Delilah looks like she is taller than maybe just shy of 6 feet tall. She is slender. She is wearing a wool suit in the style that in men's fashion that's been tailored for a woman. She is raven haired, wavy dark brown hair, just past her shoulders. And Delilah and Jerry, you both get to the front door at the same time.
So as I see Delilah approaching the door, I hurry up and try to get in front of her so I can open the door for her and just usher her in, just look at her and say, "Nice to see you again, Delilah."
Ah, Jerry, it's been too long.
It's too long. I would say it's always too long. We need to just be around each other.
Well, you'll get no argument from me on that. Please come in. Time is of the essence.
If you say so.
Thankfully, have you met the others? She wastes no time. She sees the three at the booth and she walks right in. She recognizes them. She grabs a chair from a table and pulls it the up to the booth, turns it around and does one of those sitting in it backwards type of situations. So what does Jerry look like?
Jerry is about 5'9", but he holds himself like he's 6 feet tall. Tan skin. I would say most people would describe his face as unremarkable. He has really no distinguishing features. So for him, he uses that to his advantage to easily blend into a crowd anytime he needs to kind of dip or duck away. When he was woken up by the messenger, he was just going to come out pretty casually. But once the messenger told him that it was Delilah that was calling for him, he hurried back inside, threw on a jacket, tried to, gussy up his hair a little bit. Uh, Not look his best, but definitely look more presentable than he was intending to look before.
Excellent. Glad you're all here. And she has a very pronounced transatlantic accent, which I will probably dip into and back and forth in as I can manage. Uh, Thank you so much. I wish I was at home and asleep at this point. Uh, but unfortunately, the thing we are living in interesting times in New York City here at the moment. As I'm sure you are all aware, there is a big shindig to do that's happening further uptown here. Has been happening all summer long and is getting ready to wrap up here in about a week or so. And we have two what you might call incidents happening within a relatively short span of each other, and one is definitely more pressing and is closer by than the other. Um, we have a unfortunately deceased French ambassador, a French diplomat, you might say, deceased against his will, which I suppose is the case for all deceasements, as you might say. Um, uh, Nobody ever really wants to go.
We don't
I'm
have to get
getting
into some of the psychological stuff about that.
well. Yes, yes. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes. Poor chap is no longer with us against his and is in the French consulate right here in downtown uh, on Bridge Street.
It seems like you might be talking around the word murder. Is there a reason for that?
Well,
Allegedly.
delicate subject. Poor fellow was found by one of the cleaning staff face down in bed with a knife in his back. So
Could be anything.
Mondu, are we really joking about a man being stabbed to death?
You obviously haven't spent a lot of time in the morgue. It's fine. You're beautiful. You do what you need to do. No, I mean typically when it's in the back, it's not usually the choice. Though I have seen some very interesting things done with some setups, but we don't need to get into that.
So yes, and then it's also been brought to my attention that one of these well-to-do types, she thinks that a piece of jewelry she's got has been stolen, but I'm leaving that for tomorrow. I the the murder, potential murder, the death, I think takes substantially more precedence, and also Mr. Leger, the French ambassador, him and I, we go way back. So I think uh, I'm sure by now you've realized that that I'm hiring you to look into this for me, and you will be, of course, uh, reasonably compensated. I don't think that you'll be having any reason to worry about that. Um, but I'm sure you all recognize that we are, as I said, we're living in interesting times, and this is uh, mm, has me a little bit on edge uh, if I haven't made that clear.
I kind of put my hand across the table. I have a slight familiarity with Delilah. You know, we've spent a lot of time really getting into it at the coffee shop. And I put my hand on hers, and just a lilt of my accent coming through my assumed voice, I say, I did not realize that he was a friend, Delilah. I'm sorry for being so flippant.
Oh, well, I mean the dead guy, I personally did not know him. The ambassador, uh uh Gregoire, Gregoire Leon. Yes, him and I go way back. So I mean, I'm, sad for him, of course, but Mr. Leger, the late Mr. Leger, I did not have we had not been formally introduced.
I was mixing up French guys. That happens.
And as
So,
all of this is happening, Jerry's not listening to a word that Delilah is saying. He's at the counter, just kind of chit chatting with the wait staff behind the counter, talking about the latest game, trying to get coffee, because he knows that anytime Delilah calls, it's for a reason. So whatever she wants us to do, Jerry is 100% all in, no questions asked.
um, so as I'm sure you can understand, any time there is uh, a eh. She holds up a finger and she goes to the counter and she gets a cup of coffee because the coffee will help her calm down.
When
I'm
she
sure that I'm sure it does not, I don't have to say that this is a very delicate situation and that the embassy wants this to be looked at and kept under wraps, especially given the fact that the exposition is going on at this time.
there it is. That's why we're here.
Discretion is
That's
the name
why
of the
this is
game.
being handled privately.
Well, if I
Are
had
we
a
not
couple-
all meeting before the adventure starts for the exposition? There's
The, the, the exposition has been going on for 3 months already,
Yes, it has.
dear sir. So
Has it? What day is it? I always lose track. Look, I don't see the sun much, okay? I'm at least moderately certain it's somewhere around July.
you, my dear, have an excuse. Don't worry. The exposition started in late April, and it will end in late August. So it is almost over.
So we want to make sure that the dead Frenchman doesn't become the dead Frenchman in the newspaper. Is that what I'm getting here?
Ah, yes, you hit the nail on the head.
That's what I do. Well, I do things with heads, but not usually that. But anyway, so we know the first question out of my mouth is, "Where's the body?" Let me take a look.
The body is still inside the embassy, has not been moved. Um,
Oh, I love an on-scene autopsy. Let's go. Who's coming? Who's got the iron stomach?
I'm right behind you, Dr. Fury.
All right, there we go. Oh, Jerry always gets the
Miss Delilah, I am not. I am not saying no to this, obviously, but I understand why certain parties are here. How can I best be of service to you, dear Miss? I mean, the mortician makes sense, dear doctor. But
that medical examiner, the morticians, they just get a license. I got a doctorate.
fair. I'm sorry, dear doctor. I will be more careful.
uh, Dorothy, your part to play is still
Yet to come.
percolating. Yes, but I don't doubt that you'll be useful. You are somebody who knows how to get things, and I suspect that you will have the opportunity to shine
That is fair. That is fair, Miss Delilah. I have certainly sourced a thing or two for you before, as well as made them go away. So, um, yes, I will go with Miss Fury, Doctor Fury, and everyone to look at this dreadful scene.
All I ask, if
Um,
you start feeling a little queasy, just step outside because I need to keep it as whole as possible with no added evidence.
Oh, of course.
You'll find nothing but an iron stomach here.
All right. You want to
all
use
right.
some pair of hands? Someone's got to hand me tools.
So is there anything that you want to do before you head directly to the consulate?
I think on their way out of the coffee hall, I will say to Doctor Fury, I am capable of your death humor. Like, for example, I know the fastest way to a man's heart is between the second and third rib.
I'll take it. Hey, did you know that the medical examiners here in the city, we have a real penchant for humor. You know, we get really excited, especially on open mic night.
Hmm. These are good. Do you all know what Beethoven is doing in his grave?
Let's hear it.
Decomposing.
All right. I like you. I like
Pretty
you.
good one.
I've
That's
got
a
him
pretty good
too.
one. While the jokes are going on and we're kind of getting more comfortable with each other, as Jerry hears the name of the deceased as well as the French ambassador, with the diplomat being in town, as Jerry kind of navigates the neighborhoods, would he have heard exactly why there was a French diplomat here outside of the exposition, or would that be directly related?
Um, well, I mean, the consulate is a standing space within the city. So the French government, the American government have been on good relations, especially during the war. So the fact that there is a standing diplomatic presence in the city um, is nothing that surprises Jerry. But it would stand to reason that they might have additional diplomats coming over from France in light of the exposition.
Got it.
All right. So if there's nothing else in between, you guys will head directly for the embassy. The embassy is a 5-story white uh, plaster building in downtown Manhattan in the part of the city that's called the Battery. When you arrive, there are two rather tall, physically uh, beefy specimens of men uh, in very unassuming black suits um, who are standing at the door.
I'll push my way to the front, approach the gentleman at the door. Even though it's at this late hour, I'll walk up to them and I say, "Excuse me, gentlemen. We may have some business here within the building, and we would just, wouldn't mind if you would kindly let us in."
Are you here about uh, at the behest of the ambassador?
We are. We are.
I see. And to rewind just a little bit, so when you guys set out and leave the coffee shop, Delilah will tell you that um, she's not going to come with you, but she will look for some sort of an update for you in the morning. Um, and she will give you something to basically to demonstrate your bona fides, to the point that you're not just rolling up off the street, and you can hand the staff something to say that you're there on her behalf, that basically you are in her employ. Um,
to make this go more seamlessly with what Jerry just did. Enchanté, sirs. And I will show them what Miss Delilah gave us.
okay. Oh, and one of them, the one that takes the piece of paper from you, hears the French, nods, bonsoir, or perhaps bonjour.
At this wee hour, I think bonsoir is more than polite. Thank you, sir.
Please, please. And they turn and they one of them takes out a key ring, unlocks the door, lets you in. Everything on the inside is appointed. Everything is clean. Everything is well maintained. The furnishings and the carpeting are, they look to be in good repair. They're not overly ostentatious. There are certainly no trappings of the aristocracy that has been left behind in the wake of several the French Revolution and the institution of a republic, et cetera, et cetera. When you step inside the building, the guards, once they let you in, they close the door, they resume their post, they lock the door from the outside, and you are met by a gentleman who, he looks like he has thrown on some presentable clothes in rather a hurry. Maybe a jacket and a very plain white shirt. Maybe it's a suit. It's kind of hard to tell. But he is, he's got blonde hair, kind of wavy. Has a pencil thin mustache. It's like, you are the ones who were, Delilah sent you?
I'm Dr. Fury. I'm here to take a look at a friend here.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Please, this way. And he he gestures to the stairs, and Mr. Leger's accommodations, his rooms, this way. Nothing's been touched. As soon as the housekeeper found him, she rang me straight away, and
how long between the discovery and us arriving here?
Let's see. He reaches for a pocket watch, and maybe 3 hours.
Is it pretty common for your house staff to be doing some keeping at 11 p.m.?
In this case, the young lady was she was here and she was doing her job, and I do not I am not suspicious of her, if that's what you are implying.
Yeah, I'm not implying nothing. I'm just asking questions. What are you implying?
I'm not implying anything, and I'm
Excellent. Show me the corpse.
This was a case of people inferring with each other. None of them implying anything.
It's like
So
quick as a whip over there. I like this guy.
um, so it stands to reason that this is the ambassador, Mr. Leon. Mr. Leon will take you up to the second floor where there are several um, apartments for all intents and purposes that are used, that are maintained by the embassy, maintained by the French government, um, for visiting diplomats, functionaries, etc. So it just so happens that Mr. Leger was occupying one of these apartments for the time that he was spending in New York City. The door is open. So there's plenty of room in the hallway, but there's only enough room. There's it's a single doorway. So as far as getting into the room is concerned, I mean, I would imagine that Dr. Fury is the first to go in, but
Oh
y'all tell
yeah.
me, what does this look like?
If any of you try to walk in that door before her, she will take you out. You will
I have
just
no
take a
problems letting
fist.
Dr. Fury go first.
She stops in the doorway. She's got her doctor's bag, um, pulls on a pair of leather gloves, and pulls out like a couple of instruments and stuff like that, and then looks at all of you and goes, "You all stay right here until I figure out footsteps, that kind of stuff. If there's blood, if there's a knife in the back, I imagine there's some exsanguination. And if there's been an artery that's been clipped, well, we're looking at the walls too. So give me just a second to take a quick assessment, and then I'll let you all in to go take a look at whatever you need to look at. I'll be focused." And so she will
Um,
walk in first.
I'll probably be following behind. Since we got to the embassy, I've taken a pair of bifocals out of my jacket, and I will have put them on, one to like obscure my eyes just a bit to give me a little bit of like disguise. And so if people remember me, they remember a guy with glasses. But normally in my everyday life, I'm not wearing glasses, but they do are their prescriptions, so they do help me see better. And so I'll have come in wearing these behind her, and I'll start to watch how she sets up in the room just in case I ever in the future want to pretend to know how to do something like this. And then kind of like CSI style, if she like gets down near the body, I'll kind of crouch down next to her and take off my spectacles and bite them.
You know what?
So,
I love a good comedic moment. You crouch down behind her, and she just very slowly turns to you as you're chewing on your glasses and go, "This is supposed to go on your eyes."
Yeah.
And then just go back to looking at the body.
so the room is relatively nondescript. There's a full-size bed. There is there's a chest of drawers, a large mirror sitting on top of the chest of drawers there for dressing. There is a dressing bench at the end of the bed. There is um, there's a wash basin and a sink inside the room, but there are no private facilities. The facilities are common and are in the hall. There is also a writing desk, um, with a couple of drawers, one central drawer, um, a couple of ones to the right from where you're sitting at the desk. There is a window on the opposite side of the room that is facing let's see. It looks like it's facing the east side of the building and an alley between the embassy building and whatever building is next to it. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for a roll. So Dr. Fury, what we're going to do is we're going to look at our skills, and you tell me which you would like to use to conduct your initial investigation.
Let me take a look here. I could make an argument for deduce.
Okay.
I don't know if I could apply doctor here because that seems like it's more stem a bleeding than figure out where the bleeding came from. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I would do deduce or discern. And
You tell me.
I think I'm gonna do a deduce. Draw conclusions from the first thing that I just like immediate.
Sure.
And it's
So the rating tells you how many dice to roll. You're always rolling D10s.
D10s. Okay.
Yes. So the rating tells you how many dice to roll. And in the case of deduce is one of an automatic skill. Every character has automatic skills that are automatically unlocked, which means they start at a rating of 2 dice, and that allows you to give them additional dice from your prowess pool as play goes on. So you are going to roll. Don't pick up anything just yet. Just figure out whichever the highest one is and add the modifier to that and let me know what that is.
All right. So I get to roll 3 dice.
Yep.
The highest I rolled was an 8, and
Okay.
I have a 3 on there.
All right.
So for a total of 11.
All right. So that is a success. That is a clear success. That is, there is no no complications, no consequences. You are able to take what counts as a cursory examination for the layman is you basically taking in the entirety of the situation just by one sweeping glance across the room. Whoever killed this man came in through the window. The window is open. So there is I mean, it's July in New York City, so it's even at 2 in the morning, it's still warm. Yes. So window is open. Whoever killed him came in. He is laying in bed, face down. He looks like he was wearing pajama pants, but no shirt. So he is shirtless, lying in bed. What is in his back is this knife, which is maybe about 10 inches long.
How much of the knife is in him?
Fully,
Fully, all the way to the hilt?
the blade all the way to the hilt, yes.
Okay. She's like, all right, that looks like it went, yeah, probably closer to the aorta. All right, so that's a pretty quick.
Here's the thing, though, is that the blood pool in the bed is not consistent with
Yeah, I
this
think
type of injury.
she'll see the knife in there and go, that would have hit around the aorta. And then you see her look at the ceiling.
There's nothing on the ceiling that is that's out of the ordinary.
And looks down at the blood pool. This is where Siobhan's actual knowledge comes in. She's going to grab the man's hand and just try to lift it. She's checking for rigor mortis to try to get an idea if it's been less than 6 hours.
It has been less than 6 hours.
So if he's got a little movement, she's like, all right. So this is, and like she's like, going in and so I guess for me, I can deduce that the knife was not the initial cause of death. It could possibly be something else, and the blood pool is more post-mortem, as we say in the business.
So that's where you have the question. So you have a timeline, and you have what is apparently a cause of death, but the fact that there is a lack of blood is what's making you question whether or not the the knife is what killed him.
Craig,
Yes.
is the type of blade significant in any way? Is it recognizable or signature in any fashion, or is it a standard kind of knife?
It's definitely it's a dagger. It's not like it's not a letter opener. It's not a kitchen knife. It is definitely a weapon.
Okay.
Would Ford like to glean anything more from that?
I mean, I would check out the hilt. I would see if there's any sort of like signatures, emblems, if I can recognize the make as used by certain gangs or assassins or anything like that.
Sure. So again, same thing. You're going to take a look at your skills and tell me what you think you would make sense for you to try and determine that.
Yeah, I would say either like a deduce, a study, or an explore, whichever one you think is most.
Any of those would work. Whichever one you would like to, you decide which one you'd like to roll.
Yeah, I'll do explore because I have a 3 in my cunning and
Okay.
a 2 as the thing. So I'm going to be rolling 2d10
So you're rolling 2d10
and doing a
you
modifier
can,
on each of them, correct?
yes, but just for starters, we're only looking at the highest one.
Correct. So that is going to be an 8 plus 3 for 11 as my highest.
Okay. So in this case, this is a fail. So I rolled higher than you. You look at it. There are no markings. The only thing that you can tell is that it is a weapon rather than a kitchen implement or something more mundane, as it were. But the lack of distinguishing characteristics of the dagger is what is throwing you off. You're like, there's no artistic significance to it. It's so drab that you can't place it with well, is it French? Is it Russian? Is it German? Is it American? Is it military? Is it, you just are, it's so ordinary that you're like, what am I supposed to make of this?
But I can deduce no crime of passion was this. It's a weapon.
Correct.
Yeah.
I feel like by this point, Dorothy will check in on them.
Mm-hmm.
She'll take, because she doesn't know what to expect, but Dr. Fury was so polite as to mention there may be significant amounts of blood in there. She'll take just like a little bit of her solid perfume and put it under her nose,
Mm-hmm.
just in case it's awful in there. Pardon,
Check this
may
out.
we look in here? May I be of
Oh
help?
yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a knife and some blood, but not a lot of blood. You can come on in, beautiful.
As somebody who both works in identifying objects and whether or not there's anything interesting about them, and also has been a maid before, so if this room is disturbed in a way that cleaning staff would have been instructed to deal with by now, or like by that hour when this person has gone to bed, so clearly it happened during or after the crime and not the state of the room before he went to bed. She'd like to come in and make a discern roll, I think would be the appropriate choice here.
Sure.
So my highest is a 12.
Okay, so what is your next highest?
My next highest is 10.
Okay.
I got a 10 and an 8, and I have a modifier of 2. So
Right. So your highest was a 12, right? So then your next highest is a 10, you said? Total? Okay. So The housekeeping staff didn't disturb the room. It looks like whatever way he left it was the way that it is when you guys went inside. And so what I will say now is we'll leave it there for our commercial break, and we will say 15 minutes. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So do what you need to do, and we'll see you when we all come back.
Everyone go get a drink of water.
Yep.
And Shrum, you have nothing on me. Please stop.
Wave, wave, wave. And you're live, everybody.
Awesome, and we're back. So before we continue, I just wanted to go over with everybody what the incentives are for making your very gracious donations. For a donation of $5, you can give a player a reroll of a die, and they can take the better of the two results. For $10 donation, you can give someone an extra die to roll, which will be relevant in the case of breaking ties. And for $20, everybody gets a reroll. For $30, everybody gets, or a useful item is introduced to the group. And for $40, everybody gets an extra die. For $50, I get to introduce a complication. I look forward to that. I challenge everybody who is watching to make things messier for our intrepid adventurers.
Donate at the highest level.
Don't say that too
Yes.
much. Some of the hooligans I know are in chat.
Well, then, I mean, they can hooligan for a good cause. As I turn the word hooligan into a verb.
Oh, we do that all the time. They
Okay.
honestly say we hoolin as a
We
short.
hooligan. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm heading
right,
down to the Valley Hooligan later.
To hip hooray and end. All right. So before our break, Dorothy, you were you were examining the room.
Mhm.
You were looking to see what state it had been left in, if it had been touched at all by housekeeping, by the embassy staff, which it was pretty easy to tell that unless this particular diplomat was and maybe he was just a tidy person, but everything seems to be there's no mess. It's not like the person who killed him did not go rifling through. There are no drawers that are opened. All of his clothes appear to be, there's a closet with hang up things. Those were not disturbed at all. So that's what you're able to pick out.
Okay. And with the knife, because Ford had kind of pointed it out to me when I came in.
Right.
The same sort of, it is weirdly devoid of detail.
It is weirdly devoid of detail. Would you like to give it a you tell me what you'd like to roll and see what else you can learn about it?
I mean, that most realistically also feels like discern, since that's for noticing unusual features or circumstances, right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Um, 11 is my highest.
And that's going to basically echo what Ford discovered about it. So that wasn't I rolled a 12. So the lack of detail, most of the things that come in and out of the oddity shop have some sort of cultural signifier. They are artistic. They have something that you can pick out and say, and you have handled enough art objects, paintings, sculptures, furniture, all sorts. And usually there is something indicating that there's some sort of cultural signifier. In this case, this thing is perfectly ordinary.
I mean, even cheap ones tend to have maker's marks of some sort, though. So you'd have to very intentionally get one that doesn't have any markings.
That's a good point, yes.
This is what I am thinking. Are there, besides the knife, anything of interest? I mean, he's just wearing pajama pants, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So they most likely wouldn't have removed anything from his body, correct?
He did not. So there are. He didn't seem to have put up a fight at all. He must have been asleep when this happened. Um, it would be kind of challenging to determine what was taken, if anything was taken, since you're not really all familiar with, his belongings. But that's the state of the body, the way that it was left.
Killed on the bed and then moved to the floor based on blood patterns.
No, he was not. The body was not moved.
There's just not enough blood.
Yeah, he's missing he's missing all his blood. That's for certain. But like, that's not here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely blood in the bed. It's just not, from what Dr. Fury can tell, it's not the amount.
It doesn't
is
look like
inconsistent.
arterial spray.
Yes, correct.
So either his heart was going real slow or there's more blood somewhere else.
But we haven't heard from Jerry yet. What are you doing?
So while the three of them have gone into the room to examine the body and examine the surroundings, is the ambassador still here with us, or did he go off somewhere else?
He showed you to the rooms, to the apartment. And then once he showed you there, he sort of very quietly stepped aside and left you to your own devices. Unless you wanted to try and grab him, unless you wanted to try and maybe you might be able to get his attention before he slips away, because he's basically like, he seems to you. Why don't you do this? I'm trying to think of what would be something along the lines of either explore or discern, if you want to try and get a read on him. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does. And that is knowledge or cunning for those
So
two?
if you're
They're both the
for
same.
either of those two, it's cunning.
Okay.
For either explore or discern.
All right. So that for me is 2 dice. So I will discern, because if I
Okay.
see that he's trying to not even announce or just say, "Oh, I'll be somewhere if you guys need me," and if he's just kind of slinking away, I want to make sure that he's not trying to avoid us questioning him. So yeah, I'll do
Gotcha.
discern.
Okay.
That's a natural 10.
Okay. What's your total?
Total is 13.
All right. So that's a critical. So you get to bank crit. So crit is as a point, basically. And what that will let you do is, on a future roll, specifically a challenge, so one that you initiate, you can declare before you roll that it's an automatic success.
Okay.
There are some other things. There are some enhancements where they might say, the language of it might say, you spend a critical to do XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, but the default, you can always spend a critical to get an automatic success as long as you declare it before you roll. If you want to use it after you roll, it's not quite as potent, but it still will give you a benefit.
Got it.
So you can tell right away. First of all, he is super uncomfortable. He is like he didn't necessarily know Mr. Leger well or personally, but the fact that this has happened under his roof is just he's beside himself. To say that he's beside himself is an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking for an opportunity. It wasn't a question of like he's trying to avoid you asking him questions. He's just hoping that you could figure this out and keep it out of the notice of the public and the papers. That's where he's coming from.
Okay.
But there
So,
will be a point where he is going to. It seems like he's looking for an opening to just sort of be like, "All right, au revoir, à bientôt."
so as I see him trying to turn and walk away from us, I'll try to hurry up and catch him. I'll say, "Oh, excuse me, Ambassador Leon. Can I call you Leo?"
No, you cannot. You can call me Gregoire, or you can call me Mr. Leon. Um, yes. What can I? Is there something that you need?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind just kind of humoring me for a moment. So, Mr. Leger there, he's here staying at the consulate. How long has he been staying here?
He has been here for about a month, I would say. Yes, he came in uh, r right at the beginning of the summertime.
Okay, okay. Have you had a lot of conversations with him as while he's been here at the consulate?
No, he's mostly been he's been here talking with uh what are they called? The Municipal Credit Association, Russians. Maybe your friend there might know who they are. Come on.
Does
The-
something signify me as Russian, friend? I'm a true
Oh, I
blue
thought you had it.
Anglo-American.
I thought you had an accent. Unless you're trying to suppress it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well then, all right. We'll strike that part. Um, if my browser would cooperate with me, that would be nice.
Ford
All
is
right.
doing great at having intentional bouts of accent.
All right. Here we go. This is what I want now. I want.
Gosh golly, friend.
Ah, yes. Moscow Municipal Credit Association. They're affiliated with the with the trade delegation. I he's been taking the lead on those negotiations, so I've mostly been staying out of it. But I have not had much of a conversation with him other than pleasantries, uh, small talk, which mm,
Okay. So would Jerry know about the Moscow Municipal Credit Association as in from a visibility standpoint, is this a good look for the French consulate to be associated with them, or is this something that they will want to try to hide?
um, I mean it's not necessarily something that they would want to hide. No.
Okay. So I will, or Jerry will, so say to Ambassador Leon, I understand that you want to keep things quiet about what happened here. So if there's anything that you can sort of give us to maybe get a little bit more information about what might have happened, if he's run into any trouble since he's been here. That would give us a pretty good lead on where we need to go next. I have
Uh,
an in with the papers, and I wouldn't want to have some details, just kind of slip
and
out the way.
as soon as you say, I have an in with the papers, he's all like, uh, you could, he starts stammering, is, uh, as I said, I did not really know about his comings and goings, so if he was in any kind of trouble, I cannot say what might have caused all this. I apologize, but I was this has come as quite a shock.
I get the feeling that he's lying to me. And I want to know, can I make an impose roll to try to posture
with
myself to basically not threaten him, but to let him know that if he's not forthcoming with me, then I will be true to my word and leak all of the information.
uh so you're going to so tell me more about what that looks like.
So even though I may not be as an imposing person, Jerry's very wiry. Jerry has a way of sort of, as a broadcaster, sort of lowering the tenor of his voice, making it very serious, very direct. And so I'll walk up to him and I'll get into his face and I'll say, "You don't want to test me. I'm true to my word. I will make this happen. So let us know what you know. Then we can all be happy and go home."
Okay, so go ahead and roll impose.
All right. Yeesh. So my highest is a 6.
What is your second highest?
Second highest is a 5.
He First of all, he's taken aback by your change in tone, but it's like, I know that here I have only been attached to this embassy for maybe 2 years. I recognize that you people here in America are very confident and sure of yourselves, uh, but your grandstanding and bullying, uh, you perhaps want to rethink your tone, sir.
And so as I see that me posturing towards him is having no effect on him, I'll just kind of clap him on the shoulder and be like, "It's all good. We're friends. No worries. No
No,
worries."
we are not friends, but I suppose this is one of your American jokes.
But we will be. Just you wait.
Uh, is there anything else I can do for you before I try to get some sleep?
Just know that we have this well in hand. If we need to contact you, we know where to find you.
Thank you for your time and rescue.
his his eyes just very very briefly just do these one of these like, and he turns and takes the stairs up to one of the upper floors.
Désolé.
Bonne nuit.
And so with that,
He rattles off something. He rattles off something in French, very very clipped, to indicate, how dare these people.
Hey, I at least apologized as he left.
Yeah, so as he walks away, I'll go into the room and just kind of let everybody know who Mr. Leger had been associating with the Moscow Municipal Credit Association.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Uh,
ambassador said that he's been having some conversation with these people. Uh, couldn't say what, but definitely was hanging around with them fairly consistently.
Would I have any connection to people working, money, illicit money that might go through
Oh,
Moscow Municipal?
oh, sure. So um, that Moscow Municipal Credit is basically a front. It is a uh, it's a facade for a Soviet agency that is basically looking to root out anti-Bolsheviks.
I probably cash my paycheck. Okay.
So the fact that the fact, I mean, there might be legitimate business going on between them, between this particular Mr. Leger um and whoever with Moscow Municipal Credit, but um the likelihood of that is probably pretty low.
Would I have a contact there that I would be able to get us to?
Sure, I will let you come up with their name.
Amazing. I'll like take note of that and I'll look to everyone, especially Jerry, and I'll be like, I have somebody that we could talk to down there. After we finish up here, perhaps that might be another stop.
Talking is my favorite thing to do. I'm with you all the way.
Shiv, you
I'm
wanted to jump in there before?
She is completely out of this conversation because she has her nose directly above the blood pool. And the moment somebody looks over at her, she's got blood on her glove and is just going, like, trying to, like, literally totally zoned in on the body and hears none of what is happening elsewhere. And I wanted to see if I can try to do a roll to try to identify if there was any poisons or anything at play.
Yes, you can. You can do again, discern, explore, deduce. You tell me what looks good to you.
Deduce is my best one,
Your
so I'm
best friend?
gonna
Okay.
do that one.
All right.
It's off the table. Okay. That's another 8 on the die for an 11 total.
Okay, that's a success.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Anything she could smell or taste in the
Okay.
bloodstream.
Definitely no poison, but something ended this man's life as soon as that knife sunk into his flesh.
So she's now kind of I guess another thing that she would look at is like eyes. Like if there's anything like there, like if it was like, hey, we're gonna do some Shiv's death talk. If there's asphyxiation, there'd be burst vessels or
Mhm.
anything like that. So
In
like
this case, no, there was not.
no, so it's literally knife went in and killed him. It just may not have
Yes,
been exsanguination that killed him.
right.
So she's
Yeah, this is a challenge for the forensic pathology. Uh, what everything that Dr. Fury has seen up until this point, because
so
the circumstances are definitely unusual.
this is where I get to ask because this is a brand new to me system. The
Hmm.
spheres, does that
Yes.
impact
So
anything? Because I
what
have
are
pathology as one of my spheres.
okay? So what you can do is you can call in that, and you can basically it'll give you an extra die. So this would
Okay.
be so go ahead because there's a chance that you could crit. You could get a
Okay.
crit. So go ahead and
Yeah.
roll one more die.
It is a crit. It's a 10 on
Great success.
the
So
die.
mark down
You're
that
my
you
favorite.
mark down that you have a crit. And as I explained before, basically, as long as you say that you're using it beforehand, unless you have an enhancement that says it needs you to spend a crit, basically by default, you can use it to get an automatic success.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on to this. All right. And then I
And
do have a free
so
reroll. I just want to shout out thanks to my friend Wizard Styles who put a little inside joke in the message, and I just want to say
yes.
thanks. That was very sweet.
So did you like to use that reroll, or are you going to hold on to that?
I'm gonna go ahead and hold on, or excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and use my crit because this honestly, the cause of death is what Shiv and Dr. Fury are hyper focused on. So I want to answer questions.
All right. So because you rolled the crit, it will be on a future roll, but you were given a donation, or donation was made to give you a reroll.
Oh, well then
Do you
I'll
want
go
to use?
ahead.
Is
I'll go
that
ahead.
not what Wizard Styles gave you?
Yeah, he gave me a reroll. It's the same. It's still an 11. I did
Okay.
reroll it. Just
Okay.
another 8. But
All
these
right.
dice like 8s. I like that, but I would like other
10.
If only
things.
they were D8s.
Right, I would be so powerful if these were D8s.
So that is basically that is the takeaway is
Okay.
the physiologically, mechanically, there should be way more blood. When you taste it, there's very little decay. There's very little decomposition. It almost tastes fresh,
Mhm.
despite the fact that he's been dead for 3 or 4 hours, roughly.
I mm, I this is I just recently watched Sherlock Holmes, the Guy Ritchie one, and the whole like fake death thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think there would be a moment where Dr. Fury would be like, is he actually dead? Maybe do a little slap. So
Oh,
as
he
you
is
guys
deaf.
tuned,
Yes.
I think I don't. It's just one of those moments where it's like, the intrusive thought wins. Like I don't know that she would really think that, but there's that little
Does
like
she? So what does she
just
do?
like
She slap him?
she's so you see her sniff the blood, lick the blood, and then slap the body and go, okay, well that's not it.
So that I would say that slap is what punctuates, and Ford and Jerry and maybe Dorothy are sort of chatting, and it's that slap that sort of punctuates the air and takes everybody out of that moment. Um, but he is definitely dead. How he died, you can't put your finger on. It is definitely unusual.
Is is that a method standard to the new new
Well,
teachings?
here's the thing. Like, well, I'm not a coroner. I'm not voted in, but like, I'm just practicing because they always say the
Mm-hmm.
coroner shows up and all they do is just kind of give the body a little kick and go, yeah, they're dead. Just practicing.
Mm. Mm.
Send them out the way they are brought in. A slap
See, exactly.
to
That's
see if they
just it.
cry.
Yeah, I learned. I learned it. I learned it in school. Yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works, and it ain't a broke, don't fix it.
Look, I mean, the thing is like, there's some involuntary responses that happen when you're slapped, and typically you can't do that if you're dead, but you can still do it if you're unconscious. We just gotta check.
Mm. What made you
He's dead.
think?
He is dead though.
What made you think he might not be dead? Like
I
what
didn't
what
say I
made you
didn't.
think
I didn't say
maybe?
I didn't think he was dead. You just gotta like, there's this whole thing with like death
Well,
certificates and pronouncements and. Oh
but you
yeah, I
did
should
not do
probably
that
pronounce this.
first. You did it last.
I
So
I
If
was there
someone's letting
something
you
odd?
poke around on them this long and they're still dead at the end, it tells you a lot more about them
I mean, if
than
you're
if
under the effects of ether, you can let people poke around on you for a while before you start reacting. I give them a minute to maybe come to.
Mm.
Or like maybe like in like don't worry about it. Why is everyone looking
Okay.
at me? I'm not doing nothing.
I am not
You're
saying
actually
that
the
you
only one
are.
doing anything right now. You're examining
Actually, yeah,
stuff.
no, I am. I am
You were
doing
doing your
something. What are
job.
you doing?
I'm
And
watching
as
you.
they're
I'm watching
as
you,
they're
doll.
going
Talking
as
about
they're
next
going
steps.
back and forth with this, I tell Dr. Fury, I say, I like your style, Doc. And I know Dorothy came in and she looked around the room to see if there was anything disturbed, but I'd like to take a look to see if there's anything left out, leading any details as to what Mr. Leger had been doing. So if there's anything on the writing desk, if there's any paper, in the drawers.
So there is on top of the desk, there are um, some typewritten documents that looks like maybe discovery of financial information, uh, maybe the Moscow Municipal Credit had to provide some financial statements in order to establish good faith. But what's also there is what looks like a journal that Mr. Leger, a diary that Mr. Leger was keeping.
I'm going to open the diary and I assume that it's in French.
Yes, that is a good assumption, and that makes sense. Um, so, but it looks like it goes back. So let's see. Gregoire said that he had been in the city for about a month. So all of the dates in the journal, the dates are consistent,
Mhm.
but um, anything that's written uh, is in French.
Okay. I'll take the journal and I'll do one of these and just kind of go to Dorothy and be like, "Can you read this?"
Ooh, la agenda. Let me check. And I will absolutely poke around this dead man's diary. That sounds delightful. Jerry's becoming my friend fast.
All right. Why don't you roll why don't you roll deduce for me?
Okay. That's a 9 total.
All right, that's a success. Um, the first a few days, everything seems to be very standard and consistent with, okay, I met with the representative of Moscow Municipal Credit. His name is Alexei. And we are talking about how the uh, advances uh, in coal, energy extraction from coal, steam. It looks like it's all it's industrial talk, it's commercial talk, it's establishing trade relations um, between the French government and the newly formed Soviet Union.
Mm.
About a week prior to today, all of the notations they start to change. They start to get a little more, uh, he starts to add more commentary, and it's almost of a philosophical nature. I believe that this relationship could be beneficial. He's instead of in the first 3 weeks, it was all okay. This meeting at this time with this person, this is what we're gonna. It was all bullet pointed. In that last week, he starts to become much more prosaic with his writing. He's he's thinking about the relationship, and then the last day or two, we are of one mind. Mr. Alexei and I, our goal is clear. And then the last thing in the journal says, everything is in place.
Mm.
Is this communicated?
There's going to be a lot of like humming and awing while reading this until she gets to the end, and then there will be some like flipping back and forth between the last couple of pages that I'm writing and making sure like nothing is written in any of the blank pages ahead, because sometimes people will make a note in a non-linear fashion if and so there's like it can't be the last thing, right? As she's desperately flipping through blank pages. He and this Mr. Alexei seem to have gotten very unified before his death. Look here, and she'll sort of bring the journal as close to the whole group as possible, though not putting it on on the dead man. So unfortunately leaving the doctor a little far away. But if you look here, these pages, they're all bullet points, mere data separated out. It dates, numbers, when meeting with who, and then she'll flip to a week ago. At this point, you see he starts actually talking about how he feels about things. There's actual thoughts here, not just data separated by little bullets. And then towards the end, it goes from, I believe this will be beneficial. I believe this is for the best, making deals with the new Soviet Union and working with this Alexei fellow, to Monsieur Alexei and him being of one mind. And then if you look here, this very last note, it's so brief, which is out of place with how words, I don't want to say long-winded.
Fucking French, he usually writes.
Well, in depth is what I was going to say, but sure, French.
Verbose.
Verbose, long-winded, however we want to put it. He had many thoughts before. And then here it just says everything is in place with no context. There's no literally no je ne sais quoi to what he said.
Would you say the change in tone feels more in line with a radicalization or a religious zealotry, or perhaps, and I don't want to bring up spiritualism or anything that'll ruffle any feathers here, but perhaps a hypnotism?
I was gonna say, when was this one dated? Could it possibly be written under duress?
You said it's the last thing in here.
Yes.
But was it this evening, or
it was
there
yesterday.
A date on it at all? It was
yesterday.
Yesterday? There are no entries from today at all. No meetings, no scheduled anything, just nothing. This is the last. If I go back to calendars of like upcoming stuff, there is nothing scheduled beyond today, is there?
No.
Yeah, it just, everything stops. There's no appointments after today. There's just nothing. There's, everything is set.
What's happening today?
There's nothing for today.
Oh, I just mean in the broad spectrum of things. What was he thinking was ready to go?
That's what's absent.
I do not know, sir. The best I have is, I don't know about you, but I in any business, in any job I've ever had, and I can't imagine his life would be less so instead of more so. I have things beyond the day. I have plans. I have meetings. I have things that I must do in my life, and he doesn't even have anything scheduled for after today. A man in his position, and there's no lunch with the ambassador tomorrow. Well, thing at the exposition. There's nothing. There's just.
Then
It is weird for
perhaps
such a busy man to have no dates in his date book.
this was his plan.
This
It's
is
his-
why I'm thinking it might be under duress. Maybe he knew it was going to be his last day.
It is either that or he was suspicious or weary that something may occur.
I mean, it seems, according to his journal, that he was getting ready for something like this. If he is of the plan and this is what happened, perhaps this is what he expected to happen.
But I do not understand how one becomes so at peace with that fact. No mentioning to anybody that his life may be in danger. Like, if it is not Mr. Alexi's doing or plan, then what else could it be? I think we need to speak to this Mr. Alexi. No?
I think yes. I will also say, though, that when you believe in something, when you will fight for something, when you will talk the way that I think that he begins to communicate in his own writing, in his own words, in his journal, to die for a god, a cause, is something that many are willing to do.
I think you're onto something there. Who do we know, if anyone, that would take a look at this man and see if he's getting close with the Soviet Union, that they maybe might not like that? I get what you're saying, Ford. As
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals here. That's
of
all.
course.
That's all we can do right now in this moment, and follow the best ideas we got.
And so Jerry will just ask, just sort of theorizing, if there's anyone who would be opposed to the French and the Soviets becoming closer together. As we said, as you said before, the French and the U.S. were close after the war, but now if the French are going over to the Soviets, would there be anyone that we might know of, or any faction or group that we might know of, that may not be too pleased with that?
All right. So there's definitely a likelihood of that. What I'm just wondering is how would Jerry go about finding that out?
Jerry knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy's uncle that helped furnish the office for the Moscow Municipal Credit Association. And so they may have heard some things working around there, hanging around every now and then. And so just through word of mouth, playing telephone, Jerry might have heard down the line
Yeah.
of who's working there, where they came from, just word on the street. These Soviets come and now they're in the neighborhood. Okay, so what's going on? So all of the people, the nosy neighbors, kind of looking about, trying to figure out exactly what's happening at this place. And then
The only thing that comes close for Jerry is Jerry is aware that there has been a dissent amongst a number of a rather substantial number of veterans of the war who believe that the U.S. government did not and has not accorded them the level of compensation and respect and recognition for their service to the country
Mm.
And there is amongst this, there is a growing sentiment that we are disrespected. We put our lives on the line for this country, and the American government is not uh, doing for us what we deserve. And that's what comes to mind, because especially if this group sees an ally of the American government talking to the Soviet Union, where there has been such a drastic shift in power away from the monarchy. There was a very short-lived democratic republic in Russia prior to the Bolshevik Revolution. So democracy did as a form of government did not last very hardly ever. There was a civil war. It was all very quick. It was literally like under a year before the Soviet Union took power. Maybe if the French are making business arrangements with the Soviet Union, which is still in its infancy, but it was an overwhelming movement. Maybe this group of unhappy war veterans, maybe they see that as something that is, well, if the Americans are willing to let the French have this relationship with the Soviet Union, and they are, they're following these communist ideals, their whole government is changed, democracy fell, blah blah blah. There's room for a lot of speculation amongst people who are already unhappy.
Mm.
Okay. And as Jerry recalls all this, and in memory, he kind of just info dumps everything that he's heard about the veterans being unhappy and how they've been behaving, and just sort of relays all of that information to the group.
Oof. That that makes sense, but so in this journal, he says here, how many days ago did it say the goal is clear?
Oh, that was
That's
yesterday.
the last thing.
That's the last thing, and that was
okay.
yesterday. Yeah.
So he says literally the goal is clear. Right here. This is the exact phrasing. So I need to think with all of you, right? To what goal? To what end? If this is the plan, if his death here is the plan, to what end?
Well, this is what I was wondering about. Is anything, if this was either in his plan or if he was killed to stop his doings, is perhaps what is happening today in the city that
Sure.
might be of import, that they would have wanted to stop him from attending or taking part in.
Sure. That makes sense. I think you and I are of a mind then, because I think to know if it is companions or opposition who killed him, either way, we need to know comrades or opposition in what specifically. Like
being of a social moray, would I know of any sort of events or happenings going on in the city today that might involve kind of ambassadors, political figures?
So the only thing you know that the French exposition is wrapping up. So within the next week or so, they will be dismantling all of the and packing away everything that's been on display. It might have something to do with that. Maybe it was
So maybe just stopping him from leaving the country.
it could be that. That's
Okay.
also a possibility. Yeah. There's nothing to indicate a specific event
Okay.
per se.
I mean, we could go talk to my friend at the Moscow Municipal Credit Association, see if we can glean any more information. I think he should be up in a couple hours. I don't know.
And so I'll just check with Dr. Fury. I'll just ask, hey, Doc, is there anything else that this body can tell you? Or do you think we should skedaddle and try to figure out something else?
Well, I mean, there's the ever-present question of what are they going to do with the body if they don't want nobody knowing
Well,
about it.
That's a good question.
Can
See,
it
that's-
I know a guy, but I don't know if that's the kind of guy we want to know right now.
well, it cannot go to where you work, so you can look at him again if you need to.
I mean, I do think she's snacking. She's just sitting there, gloves off. She's like, I mean, the way we all get hungry in the prep room, okay? That is canon death worker lore. And she's just like, well, I mean, I could put him in there, but like, I can't put his name there, nothing, because like, what if somebody finds out? What, we're gonna put him in as a John Doe?
When you say that, Dorothy just looks you dead in the eyes, and there's just like this slow blink. No question, just like a kind of why not stare of.
Perhaps Jean de.
That could work too.
Jean-Eric? Jean-Eric Frenchman?
I'm
I like
going.
that. I like that.
She's gonna go. I'm gonna put him in as regular Rudy at this point. Like, come on. Okay, so I bring him back to the morgue. He goes
Okay.
into.
Okay, hold that thought.
I was gonna say
Hold-
this is her telling her plan. So he goes
Oh, okay. Oh,
into.
you're
So
regaling
I
your
bring
plan.
him back
Okay.
to the morgue as a John Doe. I assign myself to the case, and then somebody gets nosy or thinks that I'm done, and then he goes and has a pot at his funeral, and then what do we do then? Like the thing is I need to have this. I do know a guy. I could just tell him to not finish certain aspects of his job because there's not a lot of law enforcement present at the funeral parlors as there are in the morgues.
Oh,
I
just
thought you
have to
were going
tell-
to say a butcher.
No.
And I was like, don't have that guy finish his job on this.
No. I mean, I know a number of butchers, but that's just because I lived in Hell's Kitchen, all right?
I just know you need to get this guy into an icebox.
Yeah,
Do-
the mortician's got an icebox.
Okay. All right.
do we not just ask tell the ambassador we are taking him to a funeral home that will not process him until told? At that point,
all right, I'm looking at all of you. How are we getting him there?
That was
Across
going to be
the
my
city.
point. I was going to say none of us came here in a vehicle. I don't think
Oh,
we're taking the
I-
body down the street.
not.
I mean,
not
we
I
could-
mean, like you call your associate, and he does like. I don't think we are carrying him. I don't want to carry him.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want to start dealing with purge and stuff there. So we can.
So how
make a
about
phone
we
call.
let the ambassador know that we'll get a guy to come over here, do a little cleanup, and so that way we can go and keep our investigation going and figure out exactly what happened. So we can get out of his hair, we can figure out what's going on, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore, and then we'll party afterwards.
And look, the Bob's your uncle. He's already where he needs to be when you need to get him embalmed. It's whatever. Cremated if that's your preference. I just know the Catholics aren't too big on that.
If we need a cleaner for the situation, I know a guy named Le Lupin. He can come take care of the situation.
Okay. I feel
Dorothy's
like
just going to like
guys,
nod and back
wait,
away.
Lapin or Lupin?
Lupin.
Because Lupin, okay, yeah, but those are two very different
Is
terms.
the bread or
Well, okay, no, that's
Well-
a third one. I mean, are we saying le pain? Are we saying lupin? Or are we saying lapin? Because those are three very different things.
Very different things.
He's known as all three. That's how he stays incognito.
Okay.
Look,
Dorothy's just
I-
gonna like nod and back away from the chaos that just occurred
I'm
towards the door.
And so while Dorothy's going back towards the door, I'll just say, hey, Dorothy, would you mind going up and telling the ambassador that, what we're
What-
planning on doing as far as we will handle the situation. We'll close the door. We'll have some colleagues coming in a little bit later just so they don't get stopped at the door. They'll let them know that they're with us. And I can't go and tell him because I don't
Monsieur?
think he's really
Because you made
comfortable
an
with me
Monsieur?
right now.
ass out of yourself.
Sir. That is what I am trying to excuse myself to do. Yes, that is where I am.
You read my mind. I'll leave you to it.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah,
So
I
you're
don't
going to
want
go.
her
You're
to
going to go
have...
find. Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No. I don't want him to have to wake up to dealing with Jerry again. I want Jerry to have a less fresh impression on him the next time he talks to the ambassador. So I figured I would go maybe try a second time with the ambassador, but gentler, and explain what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be looking for where the ambassador excused himself to.
He returned to his own rooms. And when you get to his rooms, his door is cracked and there's a light on inside.
Mr. Ambassador, Monsieur, I'm sorry for disturbing you. Are you awake in there?
Come in. And he knows that you speak French, so he's speaking French with you.
Sweet. I feel like the rest of this dialogue will be in French, but we can just...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I believe that my compatriots and I are finished with...
So when you open the door, the light is a desk lamp on his desk. It's the only light that's on in the room.
Oh.
He's sitting there in a like a burgundy or chocolate brown dressing gown, and he has a brandy snifter with some sort of brown liquid in it, and he is just...
Is he sloshed?
He's not sloshed, but he seems to be not entirely present.
Okay.
Everybody has to be really careful about how much they drink, especially in but the thing about prohibition is that it prohibited the sale of alcohol, so there were plenty of ways to get around that.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm sorry, you were saying I'm having trouble sleeping, trying to hopefully have a little something to help me sleep.
Sure. Yes, of course. I am sorry today must have been long for you. I know that maybe tonight might not be the best time for us to speak on this, but I will have some questions for you. I think that we're done in his room now, though.
Okay.
We know
I suppose we
of
should... Oh, well, I'm sorry, yes.
No, you want this to be discreet, and the good doctor that's down there knows of a funeral home that will not draw attention to him and not do anything to his body until they have permission. Maybe that is best for now.
D'accord. Hey, I agree.
Do you need more from us right now?
I do not think so, no.
I think that it is best then that we get the good doctor's funeral home director aware of this and that transfer scheduled so it can be discreet and soon?
That would be preferred, yes.
It sounds like there's a Mr. Alexei that he had been meeting with a lot. Do you know anything about
Yes.
that?
Kopov. He is one of the he's one of the trade delegates over in the new Soviet credit something. This you have to understand that our diplomats and our consuls and they come and they go, and I don't know all of them as well as I
Sure.
know some of the others. And this was all business that was I was mostly not involved in. So
But do you know nothing about any deals being set up
oh no,
between
I know that
France
they
and
are. I
the
know that they're being. I know that what's being worked on, but I could not tell you any of the details.
Sir, I'll pull out the journal that I'm still holding on to and I'll flip to like just before a week ago. The way he writes and then sort of flipping to towards the end. It sounds concerning. No?
It does. I do also do want to rewind just a little bit.
Sure.
Chances are he would have some like big dates in the future in his
Oh, sure.
diary.
Okay.
Maybe like Robert's birthday party
Okay, sure.
or Lillian's flower show or something along those lines.
The
Like
things you write in your journal
for
well in
for 6
advance.
months
Yeah.
down the road, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
nothing
So
to the density that it was in the last month.
And not
But yeah,
necessarily anything that he would have just been adding like this week or something.
right,
It's,
right.
yeah.
So when you hand it to the ambassador, to Gregoire, and he looks at it and he's like, I never knew that Camille was quite the uh how you say flowery with his prose.
Mm. Mm.
I didn't know he seems to be quite the philosopher. I did not take him for that.
And yet he became one a week ago.
That's very, very abrupt and very unusual, unless this was not something that he was sharing with his coworkers.
I know that you do not know a lot of the specifics. I know you do not know him and his contacts very well. But do you know if there was any progress towards deals or potential shared goals about a week ago or this week that might align with when he changed how he speaks of this and we are of one mind and the goals are being set? Like it sounds like either private or professional success in some like has occurred, events have occurred, and if it's on the level of whole countries being involved, like this would be important for you to know. And if it's just him and some side deal with this man, you should also know, but is more concerning because it seems like it has led to his death one way or another.
Yeah, and Gregoire is just doing one of these, and he's just rubbing his temples. I believe it's my understanding, at any rate, that Camille and Mr. Kopov they were we were working on a an exchange of scientific information about how to improve the efficiency of energy extraction from coal.
Oh,
And
that would be huge.
that would be substantial, yes. But Whether or not what the time frame that where things change in his writing, that I cannot nail down to any specific. I don't know what their project plan was like. I don't know what their timelines were like. I am very new to the field of project management.
That's okay. I also know I'm asking at a time where you're maybe not of the clearest mind. It is late. You're tired. There's a lot going on. But I appreciate asking you this now.
It is I also my understanding that you are in the employ of this Ms. Archibald. She was recommended to me for
Yes,
delicate matters such as this.
I work with her on occasion, and yes, she's my employer in this right now.
I see. Oh, is there anything else I can do for you now, or you're going to as you say, take Camille to this funeral home?
Yes, I will confirm with Dr. Fury downstairs to get in touch with the funeral home and get him taken there. I feel like the sooner the better, of course. But I'm sure we will need to be in touch. She'll. Do you have scrap paper? I'm sorry. I feel like
Oh
I
yeah.
probably should not write in his journal.
Yes, yes, yeah. He reaches he pulls he pulls a desk drawer open and he pulls out a pad.
I'll write down the Old Town Oddity Emporium on there in my name. I am the shopkeeper here during the day usually. If we are not out working on this, and you have any questions that maybe you want handled by the other French person on this case, you let me know. I will
Yes,
communicate
yes,
them with the team.
yes. I thank you. I appreciate you.
I hope you get sleep tonight.
Thank you.
Unless he stops her, she'll excuse herself to go tell the others, yeah, get a hold of that funeral home. Let's go. Let's roll him out of here.
All right, so you go back downstairs and you
Mm-hmm.
regroup with the
Mm-hmm.
rest of your new friends. And so, Dr. Fury, how are we taking care of this?
She's going to grab a member of staff to dial. She's going to make the phone call herself, but like,
Right,
where's the telephone?
right.
And call out to what do I want to name this funeral home? I'll probably just use one that I actually know. She's gonna call out to H.M. Patterson over there down in Soho, and just get through to the operator, and when they pick up on the other side, um just goes, hey, I need to talk to Morty.
Oh,
I so you know uh those cases you take on with a lot of discretion. You
ah,
know, not
yeah,
none,
yeah.
but we're not doing the one where, like, you just leave the crematory unlocked and then money shows up on your doorstep the next day. We're not doing that. I just need you
Okay.
to just hold on to somebody for me because they can't come home with me right now.
I got it.
We are doing this with the finest discretion possible, and I will get you whatever you want within reason.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Within reason.
Hey,
I work for the state. Reminder, I work for the state.
I 5 by 5 there, Doc.
All right. So she gives.
Yeah,
she gives
the loading doors will be open.
I'm gonna need you to bring someone here to pick them up because I don't got.
Oh,
I mean, unless
I
you
got
thinking I gotta get on
Julie.
public
Yeah,
transit.
oh no. We'll come over there in the wagon and I'll get Julie to help me.
Get like park like 2 blocks down the road, and take the alleys. We don't want nobody to see nothing.
Got it.
All right. This
Yeah.
phone call didn't happen. I got you a burger next week, and then name your price when I see you to settle this up.
I don't know. That might be a New York strip at Delmonico's, depending on how this all.
Oh, I'll eat you. I'll eat you. Anyways, have a good night.
Click.
And she puts the phone away and just goes, "All right, Morty's got it. It's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be as preserved as possible, sans embalming. He's doing something newfangled with something called formaldehyde. I don't know. But I
Are
don't
you
know.
going to, do you want to go to the funeral home to take a closer look at the body once it gets there?
Yeah, no, she's gonna meet him there.
Okay.
But I think this is some death care thoughts. Is well, I've got the initial. It's 4 a.m. He's not getting any deader. I can go get 2 hours of sleep and then come and do my autopsy.
All right. So you're going to stay there until Morty and Julie come and pick up the body, and then you're going to go to the funeral home to meet them, to H.M. Patterson.
H.M. Patterson. Fun fact, that's the name of the funeral home that buried Rosalind and Jimmy Carter.
Oh, there you go.
It's actually here in Atlanta.
Nice. Well, this one has 1 T instead of 2. There you go. Nice something. Anyway, so are you all gonna go together? How are you gonna get from the French consulate to this funeral home?
Before that, I'd be willing to, if you're willing to not sleep right now, I would be willing to buy everybody breakfast. I can meet my friend down at Russ and Daughters. I can get us all a bagel and lox, and I can get a little bit more information before we check out this body again.
All right, I'll forego sleep for a good bagel.
I'm paying. On me.
Yeah,
no.
I'll forego sleep for a free bagel. All right.
It may be a different kind, but well-made bread products are my language, sir. Thank you, monsieur.
So yeah, I think if everybody's willing, we'll hop on the BMT down to the Lower East Side. We'll stop into Russ and Daughters. I like coming down here because of the dense immigrant population. Lots of different people that in my probably very white neighborhood I don't experience as much.
I'm actually going to give you another. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Russ and Daughters, but in the Lithuanian part of the city, there is in this universe anyway, because in our universe it's a little different, but there is a diner called Veselka.
Oh, of course, yes. Very familiar with Veselka.
Yes. Well, it just so happens that in this universe, it's been operated for many years prior to 1924. So it's very much thriving and operating.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I think everybody can, give their breakfast order. I'm meeting up with a contact of mine, Ilya Petrovic. He is a clerk at the MMCA. But he is very charming. He is very handsome. He is quick, and he is also discreet. And we have a similar taste in quite a few things. We have seen some theater together this year. We saw. He really enjoyed All God's Chillin' Got Wings by Eugene O'Neill, a new play. But I really enjoyed the revival of Enemy of the People. Ibsen is one of my favorites. And so we've
Now,
been
now, are you're rattling this off to the three of them? What is everybody
we're
reacting?
arguing. We haven't seen each other since the All God's Chill, or since the Enemy of the People. So I'm saying it was a superior show. I'm just already starting to argue with him in Polish about this as we start
All
talking.
right, well, so hold that thought for just a second, because I do we are coming close to end of stream, and I do want to give you a little moment of tension before we wrap up episode 1. So you are all exiting the consulate. So what I would all like everybody to do is to make discern rolls. And this is in response to me something possibly happening that you might discover. And don't forget that you have, so the last thing I saw was that extra die for Shiv, reroll for Bunny, and rerolls, everybody gets 2 rerolls. So Bunny, you have a total of 3. Shiv, you have an extra die and a reroll, and Spider and Jordan, you guys have, each of you has a reroll. And that's in addition to the crits. The crits are baked in, part of the game. The rerolls and such are by virtue of the donations.
I got a 10 for a total of 11.
Okay. Okay. Jerry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot my own name for a second. I rolled a 9 for a total of 12.
9 for a total of 12. Okay. And Dorothy?
I got a 7, so a total of 9.
Okay.
Sorry,
and
discern is what major skill?
It's discern is the name of the skill, and cunning is the associated attribute.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's on the right-hand side, about midway down on the list.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry about that. So
That's
that
okay.
would be a total of 12 for me as well, with a 9 on the roll.
Okay. You guys are being, so I guess you come out, you're Ford, you're going to Veselka. Where are the rest of you going with Dr. Fury to the funeral home?
I'm
Well,
getting
Ford saying that he's
breakfast
buying
first.
breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm
getting
getting
breakfast. Okay.
breakfast
Yeah.
All right.
first
So you're
before I
okay.
go.
All
We're
right.
going to stop for breakfast before funeral.
Yeah. Okay. So
Good to see dead bodies with a full stomach.
Yeah. No, you get woozier if you got low blood sugar.
All right. So as you are leaving the consulate and heading towards breakfast, it is very obvious to you that you are not alone and you are being followed. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
I've got my glasses
Awesome.
on, so I'm invisible at this point.
Just Clark Kenting it up over here.
I did want to ask everybody, because obviously Dr. Fury is a medical examiner, is totally different circumstances. For Jerry, for Dorothy, for Ford, is this the first time any of you all have seen a dead body? Is the first time you've seen a dead body? Is it the first time you've seen someone having been killed? And where are we at headspace wise with all of this?
For Jerry, absolutely not. Not the first time. He's been running, smuggling, doing all kind of seedy
Bootlegging.
underground things. So he's been in situations where he's had to fight for his life. He's been in situations where he's had to defend himself. So he's
Okay.
no stranger to death.
All right.
Yeah, I think similarly, I am coming from Russia. Quite older than people might think. I probably growing up saw friends die from starvation, from tons of things going on. And then being an adult, I am now operating, in the back rooms. And so death happens to those who get too close to things sometimes.
But as far as a visceral, like, have yes, people die who get into certain situations, but is the first time that you have been encountered death directly like this? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. And what about Dorothy?
Um, I think that coming from a culture that does not shy away from or hide death, because death is not a private event, it's a public one. Um, I don't think that she would handle it the same as, like, I think modern expectations would be, right? Like, a relative dies, everyone sees the body, everyone spends time with the body.
Mhm.
And so, she's lost relatives. She lost her own mother just a few years ago
Mhm.
in her home. And so she had to
Mhm.
deal with that very directly. Um, and then again, the events afterwards, not just when they die, but like how death is handled is there's a private event, a public event, and then everything that happens after, right? And so
Mhm.
I don't think that being around a body in and of itself was stressful or that disturbing to her,
Mhm.
so much as the circumstances of this body, right? The knife wound and like in his own bed. I think that has her rattled, because that's a very like intimate place to die, and such a violation of that to be killed in
Mhm.
one's own bed when they're the most vulnerable. Um, so I think that has her rattled, but not so much the concept of death itself.
Okay. Gotcha. Um, so we are at about 7 minutes beforehand. I hope that you guys are all having a good time.
I'm having a blast.
It's so good.
Y'all are doing
And I
great.
hope that we're all feeling comfortable and safe, and we will meet again the same time next week for part two. And I am looking forward to see where we wind up.
Yeah, I'll take over
Sounds
super
great.
quick
Can't
right
Yeah, I'm
wait.
here.
excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just realized I was still muted in Zoom and not on stream, so no wonder you couldn't hear me. But yeah, I'll take over here in just a second. But if y'all want to go around, say hey, hi, who we are, where we can find you, plug everything you want to plug, and then I'll do the channel sign offs. That'll be great. Do we want to start with you, Craig?
Sure. I am Tezrak, or Tezrak the Imp Slayer, on pretty much all my socials. I have been sharing the heck out of this event on BlueSky. You can find me there primarily. I have an itch page for Shadowlight and Persona. If you find my link tree, you'll find a link to all my socials and my storefront. Shiv?
Yep.
Uh,
Perfect.
Hi, I am Shiv, Siobhan, Dr. Bubbles PhD, everywhere that has a screen name. And I actually am just gonna go ahead and plug my other stream that I am currently in. I am playing Pokemon Table United, Harmony Road with Star Metal Productions. That's gonna be Mondays at oh my God. What time do I sign in? At 8 p.m. Over on Star Metal Productions Twitch page. You can find me there. We are gonna have our final episode for this season coming up this next Monday. So come see me be a nurse Joy in training who's having her graduate school breakdown.
Spider?
Yes, I am Spider, TJ Spider on most socials, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. You can find me there, or you can find me on Twitch at TJ Spider, or you can follow my podcast where we do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and that is called All Things Super.
Bunny?
Hi, I'm Bunny or Fiery Ashes. I do stream full time, so you can find me here as Fiery Ashes on Twitch, 4 to 6 days a week. I'm also a cast member of The Old Ways, which does tabletop actual plays, and we have 3 different shows coming out right now, as like pre-recorded podcasts instead of live that I'm in. So you can find me in The Queen of the Night, which is a 1927 Arkham investigation where I'm the head detective. Our 1930s very queer horror silent or Silver Screams instead of Silver Screen because it's in the 1930s Hollywood. So we're talking about the Hays Code. I'm a closeted lesbian dealing with being in a position like that. And there might be a little bit of, how do I put it? A Carcosan vibe to what is
Oh,
happening
okay.
to Hollywood at that time. So there's a lot going on there. Or if those kinds of horror things aren't your vibe, I'm also an avatar to a mage in a Mage the Ascension game that we're playing right now, called Mage the Great Beyond, where I am the voice inside of one very pretty boy's head. So if you want to catch me playing other role playing games, that's where to find me. Otherwise, come chill with me here.
That's so funny you mentioned that because we have 2 games on the channel right now that are Carcosa inspired.
Love to see it.
And lastly, Jordan?
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm JoJo. I am living my human life as a closeted lesbian. But you can find me playing games on my Discord channel with some friends, Griffin's Gate. If you find me on all socials at Brutal Kind on BlueSky, it has a hyphen in between it, but Brutal Kind. I will send you an invite to the Discord channel. We're always hosting games. Right now, I'm hosting a very fun reinterpretation of Curse of Strahd. I have the podcast called Squeakles, a sequel podcast. My buddy Jude and I think that every movie deserves a sequel, so it's our mission to write them all. And then if you like the way that I play games, or if you want to see how I run games, you can find Gauntlet, Double Dragon, in which I'm running a Tyranny of Dragon campaign that fizzles out pretty quickly, but you get a vibe. Or Cast Die podcast, where I am a player and then also a DM on some special things. And there's like 100 some episodes of that. So there's a lot of content there, or like 50. I don't know.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to quickly go over the rest of the HOPEmas schedule as well as the general channel schedule before we go on a raid to Bad House RPG, which are playing Candela Obscura. So for the rest of the month for HOPEmas, Craig already mentioned, but part 2 of the Paris 1-2 Step of 24 will be next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. On December 19th at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have a game of Tea Time Adventures, game mastered by the Lady Dame. For the next 2 Wednesdays, we have the final piece, which is a Star Wars Fantasy Flight game GM'd by Dax. So the 10th and the 17th, that'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific. On December 22nd, I, Mare, will be running a game called Grandma Club, where I will be living out my Slavic babushka dreams at 4 p.m. Pacific. On I think these are Saturdays, December 20th and 27th at 9 a.m. Pacific. We have Bounty at the Festival of Frost, GM'd by Baker, which is using the Root TTRPG system. And we have one session on December 23rd, which I think is Tuesday, at 1 p.m. Pacific. Not a Creature Was Stirring in Under the Floorboards TTRPG, GM'd by Derek. For our regular channel schedule on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m.? Hold on. We have so many streams right now. Summer Carcosa, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We have Summer in Carcosa for the next couple Mondays, which is one of our Carcosa-inspired games. It is a Monster Hearts 2E game. On Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific, we have Nightmares on the Frontier using a Forged in the Dark system, which is our second Carcosa-inspired game. On Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have our Baldur's Gate 3 stream. On Thursdays at 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific, we have our Zenith 3000 game, a cyberpunk intrigue system GM'd by Alex, which is uses the Cypher system. On Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, we have our flagship game Horizon's Calls. We are 3 episodes away from our season 5 finale. And last but not least, on Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, we have the last couple episodes of our pre-season introductions of the return of Vison, which this season is called What Should Never Be Found. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. Check the socials. We posted a big ol' month-long schedule that is easy to read. We are going to be rating Bad House RPG. Everybody go give them some love, and we will see you next Friday for the part 2 finale of this game. Bye.